In terms of how this will go, part of the question I asked earlier was, what's the timeline here? How many years are we looking at from taking Nigeria's gas industry, production, whatever, from where we are to a blue ocean, if you want to put it that way? Do you have a year target on this timetable?
We have a very aggressive timeline. Again, that takes us back to the point I made right at the beginning, because we see that we don't have enough time as a nation to stave off all the major shifts going on in the global economic order. So our timeline in the short term is a year to set up this regulatory institution. After that, we have a 2-year plan, and then we have another 3-year plan after that. So when you accumulate it all, it's a 5-year plan to make sure we set up this entire system and get the market to a point where we have a real wholesale market going on in Nigeria. It's not more than 5 years. We must make sure that everything is set up and running over a 5-year horizon. Otherwise, this country is in trouble.
Well, that sounds very comforting. But again, a very quick one. Your ministry set up the 7 big wins for the petroleum industry a couple of months ago. And now you are out with a gas policy. So you have the 7 big wins for the petroleum industry on one hand and a new national gas policy on the other hand. Do you think you're biting more than you can chew at the Petroleum Resources Ministry at the same time?
Not at all. We don't think so. The gas policy comes out of the 7 big wins. The 7 big wins is a big framework regarding all the different things we need to achieve. Don't forget, the industry that this administration inherited, right, was one that was really in a mess, very poorly managed. And therefore, you need all these strategic plans and policies, right, to be in place to give a new direction for it. This sector depends so much, right, on proper management. Otherwise, investment won't come. So to see a sustainable future in the sector, you definitely need to have all these policies in place. So when you look at the 7 big wins, you see the first win, right, is actually policy. If you don't have policy, what are your coordinates for investment? That means you don't understand the position of government for anything. So that was very important as a signal to investors. Also as a signal to even to people in government to see clearly what the government position is with respect to the gas sector.
Okay, Mr. Gbite.
When you look at big win number 3, that deals with gas revolution, i.e., how do we now start industrializing the country? How do we now start putting in infrastructure in the country? You have to basically send a signal to the private sector that you're trying to attract, right, around all these issues. If you don't, they have no basis to come in.
I have a very...
So these are very critical instruments.
A very quick question, and this is the last one for you. And sitting down there and going to come on the show right after this interview with you is the United States Economic Counselor to Nigeria, Alan Tosigmund. And part of it is that the United States, is Nigeria's major oil and gas partner for decades. So what is in this new gas policy for foreign investors, in particular the United States, which is been a very major strategic partner to Nigeria?
I think that's a great question, right? So again, we'll go back to the global shifts. The U.S. as a nation has gone to the point where it no longer imports oil from Nigeria, it no longer imports gas from Nigeria. Now, this is a huge shift. It has major implications for the country. Therefore, we need to find new markets. However, we still have a strategic relationship with the United States government. First of all, a lot of our oil sector contractors are United States government citizens or corporations. In fact, even in the upstream, right, There are quite a number of upstream investors from the United States. So we still have that trade relationship, and it's a very strong one. But beyond that, the United States government still provides good support, right, to Nigeria. Now, we're about to commence the implementation of a very important policy initiative, which is Nigerian gas flare commercialization program. With the support of the United States government, now we have technical assistance, right, from USAID for the implementation of this gas flare program. Now, this has a major impact, right, on the local environment and also on the economy within Niger Delta. So it's a relationship that will continue. We see it go long into the future. So we of course, we know that we have to get our gas and oil into other markets, but we do appreciate that we still will have this long-standing relationship with the United States government.
Mr. Gbite, Adeniji, thank you very much. Senior Technical Advisor to the Nigeria's Honorable Minister in charge of Petroleum Resources at the Ministry.